You killed Cutie. I mean, we all did. If you played the 2021 Game of the Year, It Takes Two, you're absolutely guilty of killing cuteness. You horrible, horrible individual you. Some moments in gaming are unforgettable, not because they inspire joy, but because they leave us unsettled. In It Takes Two, a game about cooperation, love, and redemption, one scene stands out for the cold-blooded murder of Cutie the elephant.
My cutie, Cutie the queen, my best friend, Her Majesty.
What was meant to be a fun, light-hearted co-op game suddenly took a sharp turn into something much darker. Players weren't just surprised, they were shook. But was this moment an artistic triumph in storytelling, or was it just a cheap attempt to get a rise from players? Today, we're breaking down the controversy it sparked and what director Joseph Fares had to say about it.
Woo! You almost got me there, man.
Thanks for clicking on this video. If you're new here, Cutscene Collective breaks down killer moments in video game narratives. Sub, like, and tell us what we're doing wrong and what else you'd like to see. Okay, let's get it.
Hold it right there.
With the release of their latest game, Split Fiction, I wanted to look back at Hazelight Studios' It Takes Two, which is widely celebrated as one of the most creative co-op experiences in gaming. It follows Cody and May, a divorcing couple who, through magical circumstances, are turned into dolls and forced to work together to return to their real bodies.
Cody! Why'd you look like a blob of clay?
Why do you look like a wooden doll?
Throughout their journey, they encounter fantastical worlds, quirky characters, and bizarre challenges. But nothing prepares players for what happens when they meet Cutie the elephant.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
Hello, you don't need to bow. I'm Cutie the elephant, Rose's best friend.
Cutie is their daughter Rose's most treasured toy, her best friend in the whole world. Cutie rules over her kingdom with kindness, unaware that Cody and May have nefarious plans of their own.
Let's kill her. Kill me? Why do you want to kill me?
Oh, no. We don't want to kill you. We just kind of have to. Just a little bit.
But I'm Cutie the loving elephant. I love Rose, and Rose loves me. I don't want to die.
I know, but we have no choice. I'm sorry.
This is gonna be ugly.
In their desperation to return to human form, Cody and May believe they must make their daughter cry, and their solution? Destroy her most beloved possession.
Oh, no, May, look, she's getting away. Quick, do something.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
We're really sorry for this.
Yeah, we don't like violence.
My leg! No!
Go, we gotta get her to the edge of the bookshelf.
Cat's on the other side. Come on, grab her.
Where are you taking me? Please stop!
Someplace quiet and safe.
Friends are supposed to help each other!
If you played this, you know this was one of the most uncomfortable sequences in modern gaming.
Do you want cookies? I can make you more cookies if you stop! Can't we just be friends? Wait, let's hug! Rose, help me!
This is horrible. I feel so evil.
Players had to physically drag Cutie across the level as she pleaded for her life. She tries to hold onto anything in her path. She cries, she screams, and piece by piece she's torn apart.
Wait, my ear!
I think she's tricking us. Pull May!
This isn't just a quick cutscene driven moment. It's prolonged, and most disturbing, it was interactive. To progress in the game, you were forced to do this.
Oh, it wasn't a trick.
What? Everything is fuzzy. Wouldn't it be more fun to play jump rope instead?
We're really sorry for this!
You don't have to do this. I love Rose.
Don't tell us that.
And then the final push. Cutie falls. Rose is heartbroken, and Cody and May, the so-called heroes of our story, achieve their goal. The emotional whiplash is undeniable. How did we go from a whimsical adventure to something that feels so cruel?
Oh my gosh!
Keep it going, sweetie.
Oh, don't stop, darling! Come on, let it all out!
Sweet tears.
The gaming community was quick to react. Many were disturbed. Some called it needlessly brutal. Others found it funny in a dark, twisted way. For some players, the scene completely changed how they view Cody and May. Others questioned whether it fits within the game's overall tone.
Oh my god! This is violent.
Oh!
Why are we doing this?
I hate this.
This was supposed to be a fun game!
I hate this so much.
What were the devs thinking?
What? They made it worse somehow!
Oh my god!
But was this an unnecessary tonal shift, or was it a moment of brilliant storytelling? Joseph Fares, the outspoken director of It Takes Two, addressed the controversy in a 2025 interview with Push Square. Fares defended the scene, saying it was meant to reflect Cody and May's selfishness. This wasn't meant to be a heroic moment. It was supposed to feel wrong. And I quote, "The parents have become so egoistic and totally forgot about what's important for them that they are ready to go this far to actually do something like this." He goes on to say, "Actually, it's a good thing people are reacting to this. I think it's something that creates an impact." In an interview with Fall Damage, he said this about the scene.
That scene is kind of insane. If you look at A Way Out, we have a guy that is tortured with 20 different tools. You could literally shoot him like in the foot, burn his dick off with some fire and everything. Nobody cared. But with this cute elephant, the whole world cared. But I understand why. You have to understand one thing with the scene. So in the beginning, it was even worse. Like it was even harder, and then the music. Then I was like, okay, we got to take this back. You know, this is a bit too much. I mean, it was more like a ripping stuff off, and like I'm not gonna go into details and make people more traumatic.
So, did that humor land, or did it cross a line? Tell us what you think below. Some of the most impactful stories in gaming force players into difficult situations. The Last of Us, BioShock, Spec Ops: The Line. These games are built around moral dilemmas. But in a game like It Takes Two, does a moment like this fit, or does it pull players out of the experience? Love it or hate it, Cutie the Elephant scene is unforgettable. It challenges players, it sparks debate, and it proves that even in a lighthearted game, emotions run deep. And shouldn't good stories, and dare I say, works of art, provoke a strong reaction out of the viewer, the reader, and you, the gamer? What better medium than an interactive one to elicit the strongest emotions? With fun gameplay, a strong positive message, and quality presentation, a moment like this didn't feel exploitative. In fact, with all those facets complementing each other, the game did, after all, earn itself the right to be a Game of the Year. If you've enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to support us here at Cutscene Collective. Let us know your thoughts below, and till the next one, be good to each other.